You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
The show.
No, not at all, man. But this is opening remarks.
Yeah.
Welcome to Reza Riffs, guys. Subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcast. We're hanging out. We're on for a new season. Alan Lee, how are ya? Trusty sidekick.
I'm real good. Real good.
Yeah, you're looking sharp with your glasses.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you're looking good too. And we're here, and we're out ready to rock. And we have a great guest today.
We do have a great guest, but before we get into that, I just want you to know, although I sympathize with everyone who's been affected by this pandemic, I seriously miss hanging out with you and going for drives and stuff.
Yeah.
When was the last time we actually not Zoomed each other, but actually hung out? At least 6 months, right?
It was before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because I couldn't make your Thanksgiving invite.
Right, but I would say it was before my birthday, maybe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it had to be at least June or May. That's what I'm trying to say. I miss you.
Yeah, well, I miss you too, but let's not get all you want to say that word.
Oh yeah, we don't want our followers to think we're gay lovers. I get that, but I'm just letting you know I miss you.
Well, me too. I miss you too. And,
Holy Lord, you're gay.
You know what? I hate to say that. That's hack.
I knew you were trying to get me all sentimental for a reason.
That's hack.
Hack?
That's been done. That actual joke has been done, and I hate to say this, and I hope you don't get mad at me. It's been done by Norm. I just actually, quite frankly, I'm going to send it to you. Oh,
wait, it's been done by Norm?
On his podcast, verbal. I mean, he could actually think that you stole that from him.
Ah.
He had 5 minutes of that. 5 minutes of that over and over again to everybody on the show.
Maybe that was stuff I wrote.
Oh, maybe. But
I did write on the show.
You know what? Let me share this with you because to me it's so bizarre. I drove to Gardena and I got lost and I came back down El Segundo Boulevard, which I used to live over there, and I used to work out at an LA Fitness there. Right? It's been bought by another company called Coast Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
The lot was completely filled, and I'm going, what? Corona? Who the fuck goes? A gym is filthy when there's no Corona. A gym is filled with germs, right?
Right. I don't even think gyms are open right now.
Oh, no. I didn't either, bro. And then it says 24-hour gym in El Segundo, right by El Segundo Hawthorne High School. I mean, I know the place like I went there for years.
Right.
And I look and I see all these people coming in and out with masks and they work out. So I come home, I call them. I say, hey, are you guys open? What the fuck? You can't be open.
Wait, you actually said that? You said, well, you guys open? What the fuck?
I did, because I couldn't believe it. I thought it was some kind of a joke.
That's hilarious. Hey, ring. Hello, Los Cab Gym. Are you guys open? Yes, sir. What the fuck?
That is funny. But
this is a pandemic, you fucking idiots.
That's right.
Okay. Well, hey, let's introduce our guest, and then we'll role play this conversation.
Where is he? Is he already?
I don't know, but we're just going to tell the folks who's coming on the show.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
My noodles.
What?
My noodles. You
have noodles?
I have a bowl of noodles in the kitchen.
Oh, go grab your noodles. I'll do the introduction then.
No. It's right here.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we're coming onto the show when he comes in via Zoom. You've seen him on Comedy Central, Comics Unleashed. He was on the sitcom Drew Carey Show.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, that's why we do these credits, kind of like a comedy show. He had his own sitcom called The Good Life, which ran for one season. He's been on the Best Damn Sports Show. and he's actually performing in Vegas
Mhm.
on February 4th through February 7th, which is Super Bowl weekend,
Mhm.
at the Laugh Factory and the Tropicana Hotel.
Mhm.
So we're going to speak to the very funny John Caponera. Caponera. Did I say it right?
Caponera.
It's Caponera. It's
Mm.
John Caponera.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we got John Caponera coming on.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you a funny thing about John Caponera. I
Yeah.
actually asked him to do this podcast like 5 years ago. He
Mhm.
said, sure. And I never saw the message because it was all like mixed up in my spam or something.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
embarrassed me.
Well, it happens.
You're enjoying those noodles?
Very good. Soba Japanese noodles.
Did you make them yourself?
I did actually. I didn't make the noodles. They came from Japan, but I did boil them.
Japan. Okay, so do you want to be the workout guy, or do you want me to be the workout guy?
You.
Me? Okay. All right. So give me a call, see if my gym's still open.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Lost Cab. This is Ryan.
What the fuck are you open for?
We're open so people can work out, man.
To get healthy or to die? I'm going to report you. I'm going to report you.
To who?
No, I'm not going to report you. How much is your? I know it's too much. $89 a month.
It's $89 a month. It is $89 a month, but you know what you can get? You can work out during these COVID times.
Yeah. And then die.
Yeah.
89 bucks.
Wow.
I couldn't.
You're making me feel like the worst gym phone guy in the world, sir.
No, it's not your fault. We all work somewhere.
I'm just trying to make some money during this tough economy. Everything's closing down.
All right.
I would like it very much if you come into the gym,
You give me a deal.
open a membership
Well,
so you could work out and die.
that's right. What a healthy place.
Yeah,
You know, things are filthy places when there's no corona.
I know, right?
I once sat in a wet spot in the sauna, and they got these wood benches, and I leaped out of it. Everyone looked at me because I put my butt down to sit down, and it was wet from someone else's bathing suit. I swear to God, I leaped and almost broke my leg. I leaped so high, and people just stared. What happened? What happened? I said, "Damn, bro! I just sat in someone's wet spot."
Wait, what?
Wet.
Like a bottle of sweat.
That's right. Oh, that's even grosser. You know what? That's gross.
It is gross.
Has
You
that
ever
happened?
do that, like when you go to like a theme park or something? Like, say you go to Knott's Berry Farm,
Yeah.
and this person gets off the ride, and it's like the biggest, fattest person, and you think, how the fuck did they get on this ride? And you sit down, it's all just sweaty and gross.
During the summer.
Are you doing that in the summer? Yeah.
I've been there. I like that.
So
I like Universal.
Universal Studios?
Yeah, right.
They have Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I've been there.
Is that a Batman ring?
Holy shit. You better fucking believe it is.
Holy Lord. It's a cool Batman ring.
It is, but you want to know something? I bought it from this Chinese company.
It looks like you're flipping me off.
Oh, yeah, Batman is flipping you off.
Oh, nice.
And so I bought it from this Chinese company. You know how much it was?
How much?
$4.
Whoa.
And you know what? It was black. And as I washed my hands, I said, "Oh, look at this shit."
You turned it into gold?
No, no silver. Or I should say pot metal.
It looks gold.
No, it's silver actually. See, look. The light is making it. I like it. $4.
Nice. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready for the show. Remember, subscribe, rate, and review if you like it. Tell a friend. We're going to have the great John, who's waiting to come in right now. the great John Caponera. Are you ready, Alan Lee?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right, let's admit it. You're ready, but eating noodles.
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm just carbohydrate.
Hey, John, how are you?
Let me see if the video works.
Oh,
You got
hey,
me?
you're doing this while you're driving?
No, I'm actually parked in front of my apartment.
Oh.
My daughter's got COVID. We found out yesterday.
Oh my God.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, so I'm in my car in front of my apartment, so I get the Wi-Fi.
Oh, I love you very much for doing that. We could have rescheduled if.
That's very nice of you.
Oh,
I got nowhere to go. I got to pitch a tent. Maybe at my sister's place in the backyard.
In the desert.
wow. But like how bad
Well, you know,
how bad is she?
We went in 2 days ago to test, both of us, because she was coughing, and
Oh dear.
I'm her father, and I was the only one to take her. So
Oh, man.
I double masked it, and I put on the goggles, and I had the sunroof open and all 4 windows, and we drove over there, and we took the test, and she came back positive, and I came back negative. So I'm afraid to enter the apartment. I only have a 2-bedroom apartment.
Wow.
Wow.
So she's quarantining, and I got to figure out what my next move is. I stayed at my sister's last night in Sherman Oaks because she had COVID.
Oh, you're out here.
But it's her and her husband and the 2 dogs. I don't like putting people out.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say you could hang out at my place, but I'm in Fountain Valley.
You're where?
I'm in Fountain Valley, which is right by Irvine. So it might not be a well drive for you. I don't know. But last
Fountain
place.
Valley, where's that?
So like, you know where you go past Huntington Beach? It's the exit past that.
Before Costa Mesa.
Yeah. No, it is before Costa
Yeah,
Mesa.
I'd rather pitch a tent in the backyard.
You're better off, believe me. You're much better off.
I'm only hearing you so well. I don't know. Am I doing something wrong?
No, you're doing great.
We hear you very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, on my end, I can't hear you all that well.
Oh, really? Do we need to talk louder?
Well, no, I got the volume all the way up on my phone. I don't know what I'm.
Oh, he's breaking up.
Hold on. Let me see if I'm hitting everything.
You're coming out clear on my end, but if now John muted it.
All right, I muted my own self.
Can you hear us now?
Are we on right now? Are we doing the Zoom?
Yeah, we're having fun, man. Part of the fun is the mess ups. So John,
Yeah, so we went in there yesterday. I mean, we found out yesterday the results, so I just have to I guess I could go back in 4 days, and if I test negative twice, I'm good, right? Is that the deal?
I think so, yeah. Did they put the string up your nose?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ugh. That's kind of
Not
just
the string. It was like a little thing on the end of a stick. Yeah.
Yeah, and they slam it all the way up your nose, and then it's like, oh, hey, by the way, you're negative. You're like, but I still have that thing in my nose that you know what I mean? Like, it still tortured you.
It wasn't so bad. We found out the next day. They call you if you have it, and they email you if you don't.
Oh. Do you check your emails a lot?
Well, I was checking all day because I was supposed to go have dinner with someone that night, and it never happened because the frickin' the text never came through.
Well,
I got it this morning. It's showing up negative this morning.
Oh, well, congratulations, man. And we'll pray for your daughter. We hope
sorry to hear about this.
My grandma got COVID, and it was just terrible. Unfortunately, she didn't like die, but she's really, really old. You know what I mean? So
well, that's why we're worried, because I can't send our daughter over to my ex's house because her mother lives with her, and she's 95.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Wow.
So I'm the odd man out. And I got a buddy in Joshua Tree, but he's 68. I don't want to
Hmm.
be a silent carrier and not know it. So I got to wait the 4 days, you know?
Yeah. Well, and the Motel 6, they'll leave the lights on for you.
Are you getting a kickback from that for just saying that on your Zoom?
We wish.
I wish. Now, John, you're going to be in Vegas in a couple weeks.
Oh,
So during this whole pandemic, it's kind of cool that you're one of the very few comics still working. How is that like, because I wish I could work right now.
Well, you know, it's funny. I only did, after January last year, I only did one gig, and that was in Vegas in October when they reopened everything.
Uh-huh.
And it was at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club. And we just did 2 shows Friday, 2 Saturday, and 1 Sunday. But they had it in a big banquet room. And it usually sits 750, but they only had 150 in there because of the COVID rules. And everybody was like 25 feet back. So you really couldn't see anybody. It looked like a big moat, a big dance floor in front of you. And then the audience began. But I tell you what, the sound system was so good that, you know, you got away with it because people could hear you really well. And even though they had masks on and you could hear the laughter, and, you know, they had candles on their tables. So they just raised the candles if they really liked it, you know, along with laughing. And it all worked. It really worked. And it went over a lot better than I anticipated. But I'm going to be across the street this time at the Trop at the Laugh Factory.
Which is
They
a
can
great
only
club.
seat 50
It only
because it's a
seats
smaller
50
room.
right now?
But
Oh,
yeah, they can only seat 50. But I believe we're just doing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 4th through the 7th. It's the Super Bowl weekend.
yeah. Because Harry usually does because I've done it when I was with Jeremy Hotz twice or 3 times, and he usually does Monday through Sunday, 2 shows a night, and then like Friday, Saturday does 3 shows or something.
Yeah, they cut back on the shows because of the COVID, so they're only doing Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
The 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th of February. So, you know, and they got all the rules. You got to wear masks, and they only seat 50 out of the possible 300, and nobody's allowed in the green room. And, you know, so they're trying to do the protocol. And, you know, it's the only one I have. It's the only gig I have in the books for all of 21. I started collecting my social because I didn't have any work all of 20. And I got my SAG-AFTRA pension, so that helps. And then I was on unemployment, and that got me through the year.
Wow. Yeah, I'm hoping this whole thing goes away so comedy can come back. I've done a couple outside gigs, but it's not the same, you know?
No, it's not. I've been invited by Lenny Schmidt and other people to do their comedy in their fucking
Backyard.
living room thing, and I just haven't been able to bring myself to do that. I need an audience.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Now, John, you've worked on the Best Damn Sports Show, and you were also on Tom Arnold's TV show. Did you guys become good friends with that? Is that how you got that gig, or?
Interesting question. I don't know what came first. It's been so long. He had me on his TV show as one of his buddies. I played a copper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the show took place in Iowa, and he had 3 daughters, and I was just one of his buddies. And me and actually Chris Farley's brother, Kevin Farley, used to do tag team weeks. You know, one week the show would be with me as his friend, and the next week would be Kevin Farley as his buddy. And it's funny, one week they called me and they said, listen, can you come in? I said, I thought Kevin was working this week. He goes, yeah, but he just found out his brother passed away, Chris.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. So anyway, that was weird. I ended up doing 11 episodes of that show. And then he got the Best Damn Sports Show after that. And I did, I went on there and did stand up on that. You know, just bunch of sports stuff, you know.
Yeah. Now, what's it like? Because you did Star Search, and that was you were probably what, 10 years in when you did Star Search?
I was 7 or 8 years in. I auditioned. I was living in Chicago, where I grew up. Me and Larry Reeb and a couple of guys drove down to Indianapolis, and we did the audition. And then later that summer, they called me out of nowhere and said, hey, we want you for the show. So I ended up driving out in the summer of 1985. It's funny, I pulled into LA. I decided to move to LA because
Right.
I was going to do the show. I'd been doing stand-up for like 8 years. I was touring all over the Midwest as a headliner. And I'm like, fuck it, then maybe this is an omen to move and give LA a shot. I got to LA. I turned 29 the day I got to LA, August 30th. And I taped the next night.
Oh, wow.
And it's funny, you know, they put us up at the Hyatt right next door to the Comedy Store. So
Okay.
I'm looking down out of my room and I see the Comedy Store next door. And I go, gee, I wonder if I could go down there and, you know, do my set for the show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I went in and, you know, Harris Pete was the doorman. I go, hey, is there any way I'm working on Star Search tomorrow. Can I do my set? He goes, I don't know. Wait, let me talk to somebody. So he comes by, he goes, yeah, she'll get you up. Just wait in the back of the room. I didn't know he was talking about Mitzi Shore.
Right.
So I end up getting up. I do like 10 minutes. They go, hey, Mitzi wants to talk to you. I go, who's Mitzi? She's the owner. So I go back there. She goes, so are you, did you just come out for the show? Or are you going to stay and are you living here? I go, no, I'm going to stick around. I'm going to give it a shot. She goes, well, call in Monday for spots. And everyone starts, you know, patting me on the back. And I'm like, what's going on? I go, dude, there's been guys working the door here for 2 years trying to get on as a regular.
Yeah.
She just made you a regular after you did one show.
Oh, my God.
So I guess it ended up being a really nice thing in hindsight because she started using me in her club in San Diego and La Jolla. Then she took me to Vegas to work the Dunes. They had the Comedy Store at the Dunes. And plus I had all the gigs back in the Midwest I was headlining. So I had a nice transition in LA because of that, you know?
Yeah. Now,
Then they had to keep putting me up at the Hyatt there because I won a couple times. And it gave me a chance to find a place. So I run into Jimmy Miller, Dennis Miller's brother, at this St. Ambrose Church. All the comics used to play basketball over there.
yeah.
So Jimmy Miller comes up to me and said, I heard you were looking for an apartment. He goes, I'm looking for one too. I go, Jimmy Miller. He goes, yeah, I'm Dennis's brother. I go, oh, no kidding. He goes, Dennis says there's a place right down the hall from him on over on Wilshire and Fairfax. I go, let's check it out. So we go over there. It's a 1-bedroom, and he takes the bedroom. I take the living room, and the bathroom's in the middle. So we didn't have to walk through each other's space. And it was like $450 a month.
Whoa, that's a deal.
I'm like, this is a no-brainer. So I ended up living there for 2 years. And, Jimmy went on to be this multi-millionaire producer manager.
Did he ever sign you?
He signed me when I was with Messina Baker. He joined Messina Baker. So at one point it was Messina Baker Miller.
Yeah.
But then Jimmy handled Jim Carrey. And after Ace Ventura, Jimmy blew up. Jim Carrey blew up.
Yeah.
So Jimmy didn't want to share Jim Carrey with Messina Baker, and they didn't want to share Tim Allen with Jimmy Miller. So they went their separate ways.
Wow. And at the
And
time,
because
those
I
were like,
started with Messina Baker, I stayed with them because they signed me before Jimmy did.
wow. That's so interesting because at that time when that happened, Tim Allen and Jim Carrey were probably the two hottest comedy stars in movies during that time. Like Carrey did Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura. Allen did Santa Claus, and it was some jungle movie or something.
Yeah, and they decided to go their separate ways, and then I guess Jim Carrey wanted Jimmy Miller and Harry Gold. Was it Gold? Something Gold, the guy that handled a lot of the Wayans brothers.
Right.
Well, they teamed up. Miller and Gold became a company, and they handled Jim Carrey and all the Wayans brothers. And then, Messina Baker handled Drew Carey, myself, a bunch of other comics, and Janine Garofalo. And I'm still real tight with Rick Messina, the guy who we go over to his house on Sundays and watch the football games and play wiffle ball.
Yeah. Speaking of football, who are you rooting for this year?
Say that again. I'm not hearing you well.
Who are you rooting for this year? Because playoffs are right now, and you're doing super.
Well, my Bears were out of it. Bears.
Chicago Bears.
So once they were out of it, I started cheering for Cleveland because it's one of my favorite cities to perform in. The audiences are great.
Yeah.
And then once they were out of it, now I'm who's left now?
There's the Bills, the Chiefs, Packers, and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm cheering for the Bills.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think they're the long shot, but I really like that quarterback, and I like cheering for the underdog.
Yeah, underdogs are always fun, especially when they win. You know what I mean?
I can't cheer for Brady. He's already got 6 rings. I can't cheer for Rodgers. He's my arch enemy to the Bears.
Right.
And Kansas City won last year, so it leaves the Bills.
Yeah. And I don't think Mahomes is playing too, so the Bills have a good shot.
Did they announce that already, or is that a given?
I think I don't know if they announced it, but I think that with the concussion rules, they have to wait a week before he could play, and I don't think it hits the time from the last game. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the backup quarterback's been there a while. He knows all the playbook.
Yeah.
He just can't scramble like Mahomes can, but they got a lot of weapons. It's still going to be a tough out.
Yeah. Now you do, speaking of sports, you do a great impression of Harry Carey. Is that his last name? Carey?
Who's that?
He was the sports announcer.
I'm kidding.
But you do a great impression of him. Like how like, I don't know if people know who he is anymore, but like during that time when he was alive, like it was spot on. Has he ever seen you do that impression?
Oh yeah, a few times. I did him when we were on Up Close with Roy Firestone together.
Uh-huh.
And I also did him. They had a big charity event to raise money in Vegas, and they were roasting Harry. So I did him there. And then I did him again at another outing. One time he comes up and he goes, "Hey, John, when you gonna get a new act? All you do is me." I said, Harry was like watching a game with your drunk uncle who didn't edit himself. There was no filter.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, here comes Sandberg around third, safely into second. We got a shutout brewing in from Milwaukee today. The end is 7, the Indians 5, the Packers 2. He was just totally out there, so funny.
Right.
One time he was doing a game. In fact, Steve Stone, who was his partner, told me this story. they're doing a game once, and Harry's doing the pregame lineup. You know, at first base, we got Ernie Banks, second base, Glenn Becker, third base. Then all of a sudden he goes, "What the hell is that?" It was the lady singing the national anthem.
That's funny.
Oh God! Hopefully it wasn't Roseanne.
Yeah, it probably was.
No, one of the things that I really like about you is, to me, I consider you, because you know how like stand-ups go into acting and then they stick straight into acting. I know you've done some acting, but I consider you first a stand-up. You know?
Well, you know, when I came out of college, I was a double major, communications and theater. I did a lot of acting in college.
Yeah.
I was in 5 different plays, and I really wanted to be an actor. But when I graduated, I didn't have enough money to move to LA or New York to pursue it. So I started going to comedy clubs because I did impressions, and I was used to being on stage. So I figured if I did the impressions, I could hide behind that until I got enough confidence to do my own, you know, monologue. And so I had a baseball routine I did. It was a bunch of celebrities. They're all dead now,
Right.
but it was a bunch of celebrities playing baseball. And I wrote it for a class. I had advanced public speaking in college, and I did it for the class. It was just for a grade. Well, the whole class was on the floor laughing at this,
Right.
and my teacher was blown away. And you know, I was reading from notes and everything because I didn't have it memorized, but it was about nine or 10 minutes long. And a friend of mine in class said, "Listen, they're doing a gong show down the street at this bar." I said, "Why are you telling me?" He goes, "Why don't you come and do that thing you did in class?" I said, "Well, that was for a grade. I don't have it memorized."
Yeah.
So we go down to the thing. I get on stage. I do the bit I wrote for class, and I won $500.
Whoa.
And then a month later, after I graduate, I'm playing softball in Chicago. We go to the bar that sponsors us, and they're having a gong show. I'm sitting in my uniform, drinking beer, watching it, going, "Man, I'm funnier than these people."
Right.
So I get up there and I do my bit. And I won another $500.
Whoa.
So within a month, I won $1,000 doing a stupid bit I wrote for class. And then somebody said, "You know, you should go to the Comedy Womb. It's a little club in Lyons, Illinois. It was right outside Chicago. And every Thursday they have open mic night. And they sprinkle in the beginners with the, you know, the regulars."
Right.
And, you know, they had guys like Larry Reeb and, you know, Ed Fiala, Ted Holm, you know, Arsenio Hall. And I went there and I would get on stage and I go, "Folks, what would it be like if a bunch of celebrities got together for a game of baseball? I think it would go a little something like this." And I would jump into the bit and I would just do the bit.
Yeah.
And then I would go, "Thank you and good night." I didn't talk to the audience. I didn't do any monologue stuff. I just did my bit and got off. But the owner loved it because it was a crowd pleaser and it got a lot of laughs. And he started using me on the weekend. Then he started giving me gas money. And then the older guys would bring me on the road and let me open for them. And it just kind of snowballed, you know. And I never intended to be a stand-up.
But it's
when I
funny
did
how you
move to
just
LA,
fell into that.
when I did move to LA, I got back into acting, started taking acting classes again because I always wanted to be an actor.
Right.
And when my chance came along, some people from Disney were in the audience one night. They loved me and they brought Warren Littlefield out to see me at the Comedy Store. And I called in every friend I knew. And I did my show that night and they offered me a pilot the next day back in 1994.
Did that turn out to be The Good Life, your sitcom?
Yeah, it turned out to be The Good Life on NBC.
Oh, nice. Now, what was that like? Because on that show, Drew Carey was on it, but it was your show. Like, was Drew was a star back then, or was he just like
Well,
getting?
Drew Disney produced the show for NBC, and Drew was signed by Disney as a talent.
Right.
And they came to me and they said, John, what would you think of having Drew Carey as your friend on the show? And I go, well, I know we have the same manager, and I really don't know him that well, but we could give it a shot. I like the guy.
Yeah.
And if it works, great. If it doesn't, you could always write him out. Well, it ended up being the best part of the show is our chemistry.
Right.
And it was the best part was him and I, our chemistry between me, him, and Monty Hoffman. And the biggest laughs came at the workplace.
Right.
So we're going to phase the family out after maybe the first year if it got renewed, and kind of do mostly workplace stuff like, Barney, that sitcom that was about the policeman, Barney Hill.
Oh, okay. Alan, do you remember Barney Hill? I don't remember that.
Yes, it was very good. Yeah, it was a lot of comedic talent on then. It was that period there that John's talking about.
Anyway, yeah, so that's how Drew got to be part of the show.
Yeah. And then you started on the Drew Carey show for a couple episodes with him. So he threw you a bone.
Well, I did a starring episode. It took 2 years before he asked me to go on the show. And the show was a hit. And it was a pretty popular episode. So there was all this talk about bringing me back as a recurrent character. But Drew decided to look the other way. I don't know if he was afraid I was going to, take away from his, some of his thunder, or I don't know if he was, he just looked the other way, but whatever,
Yeah. But you still stayed doing stand-up during these times. So that's what I was trying to say is like, you prefer the comedy, you know what I mean? So.
Well, it was always my bread and butter. I could always go to it when I wasn't getting any acting gigs.
Right.
I did enough acting to get my SAG-AFTRA pension. But when I wasn't acting, at least I know I could go out and do a club or a corporate gig and a cruise ship, whatever. I had 3 kids, so I had to keep working.
Yeah. Now, when you did CDs, because CDs came, I guess specials have always been around, but CDs became like a real big popular thing. So you did the CDs and the specials. Like, how does that feel today where like everyone's on Netflix, you know what I mean? And your CDs are still selling pretty well on iTunes and stuff.
Well, I did a CD in 97. It was shot in St. Louis. Then I did another one. I shot it at Hilarities in Cleveland. And then I did another one in Tahoe. Anyway, I sent them all to Sirius XM. They would play the hell out of them.
Yeah, that's where.
And then I guess some new guy took over and took me out of the loop and put all his people in. So I was averaging about $12,000 a year just from Sirius and XM playing me, and now it's down to about $1,000. Whoever took over kind of aced me out,
Wow. That sucks because that's like that's just pocket change for you, you know what I mean? Like, so like that's about what sucks about.
But you can still find me on Spotify and iTunes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like Spotify. Do you like Spotify?
I mean, my stuff is still out there, but say that.
I said I don't like Spotify. Do you like Spotify? I said I don't like Spotify. Do you like Spotify?
Oh, I listen to it for the just for the songs, not for the comedy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's more of a music thing than a comedy thing.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I did another album up in Tahoe right before the COVID hit, but it was a small audience, and I only recorded it on my Zoom. I had one of these Zoom stereo, uh, real nice recorders,
Uh-huh.
and there was a lot of nice stuff on there that wasn't on any of my previous CDs, you know.
Yeah.
And I'd really like to try and get that produced, but I haven't yet.
Well, when this all goes away and comedy get back to normal, I co-book a comedy club in Huntington Beach. I'll get you out there for a weekend, and we could try it out for you. So
Oh, that'd be great. Where's this at?
it's in Fountain Valley, right where you're staying tonight. You know, I'll show you when you come over.
It's in. I didn't catch that. I'm
Oh no, I was saying it's in Huntington Beach, which is right by my house. And I was making a joke for when you come over tonight. I could show you.
all right. So you had your own room there for a while?
Yeah, me and 3 or 4 other comics, we kind of rented it and turned it into a comedy club. So
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
So it
I
only
was doing a
fits-
club down there with David Capri. You familiar with that one?
You mean Jeff Capri?
Jeff Capri and his buddy,
Bob Berkelery or whatever.
yeah, Bob Burke.
That's exactly
Burkell.
Burkell.
Bob Burkell.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly.
they had a little club down there in a little strip mall, and I did that for them a couple times. It was a neat little room.
Yeah, that's the club. We just rearranged it and we darkened it out.
Oh, that's the same place?
Yeah. So, but
Oh, how funny.
yeah, but Jeff and Bob aren't involved anymore. They got kind of like Jeff was always very nice, but Bob was just kind of, I don't know. Bob didn't like me. You know, like when there's the bookers who don't like you and they'll do whatever they take so you aren't around. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy Lord. So when Surf City went out, a comedian named Hunter came in and rented it, and he asked me if I wanted to help him out, and that's what we did. And it's been open for about 2 or 3 years.
Hold on one sec.
No worries. Were you holding your phone the whole time?
Tell John the name of the club.
Oh, I'll tell him. Yeah.
It's
I had to put the windows up in the car. I can hear my daughter coughing in the bathroom.
oh my.
Holy Lord. Do you want to like go see if she's all right and we could wrap up? I don't want to like waste your time right now. I know family first, you know. I think John disappeared.
Oh, he's just off camera. He's talking to his daughter, probably, or the hospital or something.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he's still
yeah.
here.
Well, you know, I think he's coming back now. It's funny how Wi-Fi, this is what I was talking about. Wi-Fi is so dangerous because if you're on your phone, it'll disconnect you. Have you ever had that happen?
Wait a second.
John's
I'm
back.
trying to reconnect. I'm trying to reconnect with the video.
There you are.
Oh, there you
Oh,
are.
hey, John. Are you there?
Yeah. I had to turn on my car because I had the windows open, but I'm parked right outside the bathroom window, and my daughter was in there coughing. I could hear her, so I said, "Oh fuck, I got to roll up these windows."
Oh man. But yeah, but what I was saying is when this all comes back, let's get you at the rec room and that's the club I was talking to you about.
Yeah. Do you have good recording sound quality stuff if we wanted to tape it?
Yeah.
I actually filmed my special there. I'll send you my special, and it also shows you the room, so you only can watch like 2 minutes of it. You don't need to watch the whole thing, but it'll give you a feel of the room.
Yeah, I'm not even worried so much about the video. I wanted to get a nice CD. I guess a DVD would be all right, or they don't even use DVDs anymore. What do you sell yours on? You sell it on like a download or something?
Yeah, I sell it on download, and it's also on iTunes. And
iTunes.
I'm not. I picked a rough time to release it because I figured I released it before COVID hit, and then COVID hit. Everyone lost their jobs, so you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, the one I did up in Tahoe, it was just audio. It wasn't. They weren't videotaping me. You know.
Do you get uncomfortable when you do stand up for videotaping?
Not so much in a comedy club. I did when I was doing national TV sometimes.
Yeah.
Because back in the 80s, I was like a feature act, and I was in Nashville, and they called Zanies and said, "Hey, can you send someone over to? Does John want to do this country talk show?" It would have been my first time on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Yeah, I mean, it was a country cable talk show, but it was on a lot of different cities across the Midwest. It would have been my first talk show, first time performing on national TV. And I ended up getting drunk that night, the night before. So sure enough, the next morning, I'm hanging over. I got cotton mouth. I got a headache, and I got to do that taping later. So I go to do the taping, and I never feel right the whole day.
Right.
And nerves start setting in, thinking, "Oh shit, this isn't a comedy club. There could be millions of people watching this,
Right.
aside from maybe 200 at a comedy club." I start freaking myself out, and then I got cotton mouth, and then I'm hanging over as it is, and I got foggy head, and I do the show, and I'm in the middle of my act, and I go to do an Elvis bit that I've done 1,000,000,000 times, and I get into it wrong. I get into it wrong, and I forget the wording of how I get into it, and I actually freeze on camera for like probably, I don't know, it probably been 7-8 seconds,
Which is a long time.
but that's a long time on camera.
Yeah.
And I caught myself, and I got back into it, and I finished the set, but it scared the living daylights out of me. So anytime I had to do a show after that, when I moved to LA and started doing comedy, Comic Strip Live, and Evening at the Improv, and all these MTV half-hour specials, man, I wouldn't take a drink of alcohol for like 2 weeks. I would run every day.
Right.
Would run and sweat, and because it scared the living shit out of me that I didn't want to freeze on camera anymore.
Wow.
No, yeah, definitely. When you did Evening at the Improv, who were the other comics that evening?
Oh man, I don't know. I did like 11 of them. I even hosted one when I had my sitcom.
Yeah.
They let me host one.
How was that like? Was that fun?
Yeah, it was the cinch. Because when you're in a comedy club and they're taping you, it's so much more relaxing than being like, say, if you were doing the Tonight Show, I guess, or
Right.
Because you're in a setting you're familiar with. You're in an environment. You're not so much out of your element. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So anytime I did those 6-minute spots or Evening at the Improv, those are some of my best sets I ever did on TV.
Yeah. Well, see, that was another question I had for you, because like when you go to open mics, usually it's 5-minute spots to try out, and then when you become an opener, you get maybe 10, 15. and then a feature 20, 30, headliner 45 to an hour. But the headliner, when they do like talk shows or late night, they still need to have that 6 minutes. And that, I was wondering, is that like difficult for you since you're so used to doing an hour every night?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how when I had to do those 6 minutes, what I would do is just get a couple chunks of bits that I knew I didn't have to jump all over the place with, stuff that I had like a 2-3 minute chunk on. And I would do maybe 3 of those,
Yeah.
3 2-minute chunks. Cause I write like that anyway. I'm not a one-liner guy. And if I'm talking about a certain subject matter, I try to get at least 4 or 5 jokes out of it.
Yeah.
And that's usually a minute and a half for each subject matter. So I would just go, okay, I'm doing this, and this. That should cover the 6 minutes. I mean, if I was a one-liner guy, those are tougher to do. If you're a one-liner comic,
Yeah.
and because one thing doesn't segue into the other. It's just all
It's like
conversation by rote.
yeah, it's like an airplane and a jet flying together. Like there's so much airwaves and jokes, you know what I mean? It could just throw you off, especially if one doesn't work.
All I had to remember was like 3 or 4 segues, and it got me through the bit.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, John, I wanted to thank you so much for being cool with that. I mean, it sucks that it happened on the week you and your daughter got tested for COVID, but I wanted to tell you the story. Thank you so much for switching times back and forth, because I don't want to say names because comics know each other, but the other person was kind of being a diva about it. He's like, I want to do 5. I was like, oh, okay, I'll ask John if he wants to do 3. And then he's like, oh, no, I changed my mind. I want to do 3. I was like, oh, I guess I'll ask John to do 5. And it just went back and forth. And I was just like I was getting a headache. I was like, I have a feeling John's going to kill me. So thank you for not killing me. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, no, it's okay. It all worked out because I had nothing else planned today, and I can't even be in my apartment. So now I just got to figure out where I'm going to crash.
Well, if you want to crash here, you're more than welcome to. Or you could crash with Alan Lee. Alan, you're in LAX area, right?
I'm in a gang-infested shooting arcade in Inglewood, and that's why I'm the quiet of the two on this podcast today, because it's very dangerous fucking place.
So funny. No, I might go back to my
he's
sister's
welcome.
tonight.
Like I said, you just got to be able to run. Listen, our prayers go out.
You notice how I didn't even laugh at your jokes because I took it serious. You probably are. You probably are in a gang-infested area, and I would probably have to run.
It is pretty ghetto.
This area has the highest COVID in the country. That's why I'm just not, fuck.
No, I got to stay away from anybody till at least Saturday. I'll get tested again, and then I'll be okay. But
no, listen, that's very serious. Thank you for being here. I mean, your daughter. I mean, I'm amazed. We really appreciate this. Our prayers go out to you, and
Yeah, I know I'm fine. I would have had a symptom by now, I think. But I don't want to put anybody else in jeopardy right now because maybe I'm a carrier or don't know it.
Right.
Even though I'm not symptomatic, but I'll test again on Saturday. And I just got to find, I'll probably go to my sister's again. And if worse comes to worse, I'll pitch a tent in her backyard. She's got a nice yard.
Well, John, where can the folks at home follow you right now?
Well, I have a website, johncaponera.com. They could watch different videos and they could reach out to me if they want and send an email. Like I said, I'm going to be they happen to be in Vegas.
That's
I'm going to be at Tropicana Super Bowl weekend, Thursday through Sunday at the Laugh Factory there. And after that, it's all up for grabs. Who knows?
All right, John. Well, I'll call you when things get better, and we'll get you in to the Huntington Beach Club, and we'll do that album for you.
That'd be a lot of fun, man. I'm gonna hold that to you now.
Hey, I'm a man of my word. Am I not a man of my word, Alan Lee?
Yeah, just bring your own wind up electric power system.
Yeah, I gotta bring a generator with me.
Fucking thing for you. I'm at that point. No, thanks. No, really, it was very nice you coming on.
Hey guys, it was fun. Thanks for having me.
All right, bye, John. Stay safe.
Bye,
Love you, and talk to you later, man.
Good luck.
All right, be good, man.
All right. Oh man, that was John Caponera, guys. Subscribe, rate, and review to the show. Alan Lee, any last things for the folks at home?
Stay safe. Be calm. Fuck it.
Stay safe, be calm, fuck it. That should be a t-shirt.
Great show. Nice guy.
Was it great? Great show.
Yeah. He did the whole show for you.
He did the whole show. How cool is that his daughter is sick and he still did it?
I told him I was actually
like that to me is no shame canceling, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I kept thanking him. I said, damn, I at first I thought he was just joking. And when he actually said, oh no, I'm outside the window and she's coughing, that freaked me out. And you were just going on, like talking about Huntington Beach and how you got a thing going and basically
yeah. It was
cold-hearted.
It wasn't cold-hearted. I thought, what?
Okay, well, I'm sorry about your daughter. Hey, could you book me? I might be featured in Vegas for you. And
I didn't say that. What?
I'm just joking. You didn't.
God, now you're making me paranoid.
No, you didn't say that.
Lord.
Stop it.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. Is it hot outside right now?
It's very warm. It's
okay, because I'm like, we were talking about like sitting in sweat and stuff. I feel like I'm sitting in sweat right now.
No, it's hot. I mean, that's where I've got.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. We're unbelievable. There are places like 30 degrees fucking snow.
Okay, cool. So, okay, cool. I like it.
How much time do we have before?
Well, we're about to end this episode right now, and then I'll call you. All right?
No, but I forget what time. 4:30. What time's it?
The next one's at 5. But let's end this episode.
Hold on before you run. I don't know where you're going to run off.
No, we gotta end this episode though. We'll talk about this. Let's end the episode. All right, guys. Subscribe, rate, and review. Follow John Caparulo and support him. Go see him at Vegas at the Tropicana Laugh Factory. Super Bowl weekend, February 4th through the 8th. And yeah, guys. All right.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.